Hi, you're tuned in to Gospel Interviews Live. I'm Larry W. Robinson. Gospel Interviews Live features special guests for an unedited, unscripted, unrehearsed conversation about anything gospel. You never know who will drop by to join me on the broadcast. So stay tuned for exciting conversation right here on Gospel Interviews Live with your host, Larry W. Robinson. Stay tuned. Thanks for tuning in to GospelInterviews.com. Today, I'm talking with J.J. Hairston. He's the front man, I want to say, for the group called Youthful Praise. J.J. Hairston, welcome to the broadcast.
Thank you so much, man. How you doing?
I'm doing good. It's been too long since we talked, brother.
Yeah, I was just telling you forgot about me. I don't know what happened. It's been about 4 years now.
Yeah, that's amazing. But anyway, I'm excited that we're on this particular conversation today. And listen, a wonderful CD. As a matter of fact, I had the single. I've actually moved from Louisiana to New Jersey. And so I had a stack of mail that had came before I moved. I just did not get an opportunity to open it up and listen to anything yet. So I'm here in New Jersey. I'm going through the mail. I'm in the car. I'm like, wait a minute. Okay, let me pop this in. And so it's the single, Resting on His Promise.
Right.
And so immediately I made contact. I'm like, I got to talk to him because I want to talk about this song. Man, this song is a tremendous blessing for me. And so then between that time and now, I have the whole project in my hand. Okay, let's just start off. Dorinda Clark Cole just sang the mess out of Still Mighty, Still Strong.
Oh, man, you only got the half of it. I wish that everyone could have experienced what happened that night. She sang till times got better. And then after she sang, it wasn't on the CD, but Diamond McClurkin came up at the end and started singing with her. It was just a great experience to happen.
Now, is there a DVD coming out with this, or are you just releasing a CD?
We just releasing the CD this time. Honestly, we had no idea that the recording wasn't going to happen the way it was. Initially, we were going to have it at a small church. My church is a little smaller than the church we had it, but everyone was saying, just come, have it at a bigger church. We still wound up turning away a couple of hundred people. And then, we weren't expecting Donnie to come. Donnie came. A lot of people came through. We just weren't expecting. So, we were thinking it was going to be almost like a big studio session, but it wound up just being church. So, God really blessed us that night.
Wow. Before we get into, I just want to talk about the fact this choir actually started out as a church choir. And you were basically invited to a choir rehearsal, if I remember correct. And from there, it developed into the fact that you started writing and directing with the choir, and then eventually some of the original founding leaders moved on to other things, and you basically became the director. How faithful is God?
And that's the crazy part. People always say, how did you get started? Is this what you wanted to do? And I say, it wasn't, I can't even say it's something I wanted to do as something that God wanted me to do. Because the way, the events happened, I went in just as a choir member, not ever thinking that I would be the leader of this choir. Like you said, I went on to pastor, and it just left me in the forefront, not looking for that position, but because God wanted me to do it, that's where we are, and I thank God for it.
Yeah, wow. And so, of course, that's about almost 4 or 5 albums, CDs later, right?
Yeah, well, this is our 5th CD. Resting on His Promise is our 5th CD now. And, I don't see any signs of us stopping. When people get tired of our music, I guess we'll stop. But it doesn't seem like they're still supporting us, so we're going to keep putting out the music. I
don't know if you've noticed this, but it's almost as if every release that you have, that's almost like an anthem that is derived from that CD. Is that purposeful?
Sure,
for instance, because I'm sure every choir in America has sung Awesome God one time at their church. But it's almost like there's just this one song that is like an anthem in the lives of people, and they just singing it over and over. Because I remember I was singing Incredible God, Incredible Praise just over and over and over. So it's almost like, and then now, Resting on His Promise is another constant anthem for me. So.
I think that, what we try to do is just deliver songs that are relevant to people and that songs they can appreciate, not songs that are just good to hear, but also songs that you would like to minister yourself. And that's what we tried to do, and it's really worked out well for us. Like you said, it seems like with every album, people connect with a certain song. It seems like they appreciate the whole record, but they connect with a certain song, and they deliver those to their sanctuaries and their churches. So it's really been a blessing so far, and we just want to continue to do that.
Good deal. So what are some of the testimonies that have come forth from this particular project thus far?
Well, actually, it's amazing. So, just the other day, the song "Resting on His Promise" is mainly about the economic time we're in. But just today, a young lady emailed me who just went through a divorce, and she's going through all types of situations, and she trying to put the words to that song on her situation, which is basically about her not being alone and God never leaving her or forsaking her. So it's the song "Resting on His Promise" basically is just a testimony that God is not going to leave you, and that can be applied to any situation, not just financial situations. So I think testimonies like that are going to keep coming if people really apply the words to the song.
That's true. That's true. You know what website can our listeners go to for more information about Youthful Praise?
We actually have a few. We have www.youthfulpraise.org. Then we have a Facebook page, facebook.com/youthful.praise. And then we have a myspace.com/youthfulpraise. We got all that. We got twitter.com/JJ_Hairston. Anytime you want to get in touch with us, you can get away some way.
Okay, I think we're friends on Twitter, too. Do me a huge favor. There might be someone, JJ, that's actually listening to this conversation, and they have a choir, and they've been singing around their city and their region for quite some time, and they believe God is calling them to the next level. What would be your advice for them if you had 30 seconds to tell them?
I would definitely say just stay true to what God has given you. Don't be swayed or, succumb to any of the fads of the day. Sometimes it seems like we go through different fads in gospel music. At one time it was jazzy gospel, then it was really traditional, then it was praise and worship. Now it seems like it's going traditional again. And if you keep changing with the way gospel music changes, you won't have a true identity. So just do it, give what God has given to you, and that will never go under.
That's so true. That is so true. Well, JJ, thank you so very much for connecting with me today. And I promise we will connect sooner than 4 years later as it relates to you and your ministry. We're going to actually, at this point, online listening, just a little mini online listening party, just so they can sample some of the music from your CD. So give them your website one more time.
www.youthfulpraise.org or facebook.com/youthful.praise.
All right, JJ Hairston, thank you so very much for being a guest on GospelInterviews.com.
Thank you, Larry.
All right, now stay tuned for an online listening party featuring JJ Hairston and Youthful Praise right here on GospelInterviews.com.
The thoughts I think of you declares the Lord. I know the plan that I have. Saith the Lord. You are
Been tuned in to Gospel Interviews Live, an unedited, unscripted, unrehearsed conversation about anything gospel. I'm your host, Larry W. Robinson. This broadcast was produced by TC for TC Productions. The music bed was provided by Angela Christie from her latest release, The Breath of Life. For more information about this particular broadcast, visit our official website at www.gospelinterviews.com.